Hello, my queens. Welcome home to Ebony Black Queen. Today, we are talking about something a lot of us got wrong for years, and that is jewelry. For the longest time, I believed that piling on more gold, more chains, more rings meant I looked more put together. It took me a long time and a lot of mirror moments to realize that was not true at all. Jewelry can either make you look regal or it can make you look like you are trying too hard. And I want to say something today that might ruffle a few feathers. So much of what we were taught growing up was that a real woman shows her success through her jewelry box. Stack the bangles, wear every ring your husband ever gave you at the same time, layer every chain you own for church on Sunday. But sister, that is not elegance. That is clutter wearing us instead of us wearing it. Stay with me today, because by the time this video ends, you are going to understand exactly how to wear jewelry that makes people notice you, not your accessories. You will learn how to pick pieces that were made for your beautiful, mature, melanin-rich skin, and you will finally understand why the queens who look the most powerful in a room are often wearing the least. Before we go further, if this is your first time here, welcome to Ebony Black Queen, where black women over 50 come to reclaim their style, their confidence, and their glow. We do not chase what is trending on some 25-year-old influencer's page. We build a look that lasts a lifetime. Go ahead and press that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to share with you is going to change how you get dressed forever. Let's start with the truth about simplicity. Simplicity is not lack. Simplicity is mastery. The most striking women I have ever met did not have the most jewelry on. They had the right jewelry on. A pair of gold hoops and a slim gold chain can carry more presents than a whole jewelry box thrown on at once. That is not me being dramatic. That is decades of watching women get it right and get it wrong. Here is a scenario for you. Picture a beautiful, bold African print dress. Now picture piling on a big beaded collar necklace, chandelier earrings, 6 bangles, and 2 cocktail rings, all at the same time. It becomes noise. Nobody's eye knows where to land. Now picture that same dress with 1 statement cuff bracelet and nothing else. Suddenly, the dress breathes. Suddenly, you are the moment, not your accessories. That is the difference between wearing jewelry and being worn by it. A question I ask myself before I ever leave the house is simple. Is this piece adding to me, or is it competing with me? I learned this after a family wedding where I wore a heavy beaded necklace, hoop earrings, and 3 bracelets, all in one look. My daughter took 1 photo, showed it to me, and I understood immediately. It was too much. Now I choose 1 hero piece, and I let everything else stay quiet around it. Confidence does not need to shout, sisters. Confidence sits still and lets people come to it. If what I'm sharing is resonating with you, drop a comment and tell me, have you ever caught yourself in a photo and realized your jewelry was doing too much talking? I want to hear your story. Now, let's talk about your body and choosing jewelry that actually flatters it, not fights it. This is not about being a certain size or shape. This is about proportion, and proportion is a form of respect you give yourself. If you are a woman with a fuller figure or a fuller neckline, longer necklaces are your best friend. A necklace that falls past the collarbone creates a long, elegant line that draws the eye down in the most flattering way. Chokers, on the other hand, can sometimes cut the neckline visually and shorten your silhouette. That does not mean never wear a choker. It means know when it works for you and when it does not. If you are a smaller framed woman, delicate, dainty pieces often let your natural elegance lead. If you are a taller, statuesque queen, you can absolutely carry bold, chunky pieces with ease. There is no universal rule here except one. Try it on, step back from the mirror, and ask yourself honestly, does this look like it belongs to me, or does it look like it is wearing me? Now, here is something we do not talk about enough in the beauty world, and that is how our skin tone changes everything about which metals and stones work best for us. Many of us with warm, rich undertones absolutely glow in gold. It's been that way for generations, and there's a reason our mothers and grandmothers reached for gold first. But that does not mean silver is off limits. Some of us have cooler undertones, and silver or white gold brings out something in our skin that gold simply cannot. A simple way to know is to hold both a gold and a silver piece against your wrist in natural daylight and watch which one makes your skin look brighter and more alive. Gemstones matter too. Warmer undertones often shine next to deep reds, ambers, and golden topaz stones. Cooler undertones tend to come alive next to emeralds, sapphires, and amethyst. I personally wear an amber ring that was passed down to me, and I am convinced it was made for my exact skin tone. It has become something people ask me about every single time I wear it. And if you like mixing gold and silver together, please do not let anyone tell you that is wrong. When it is done with intention, mixed metals can look beautifully modern, not messy. Tell me in the comments below, are you a gold woman, a silver woman, or do you proudly mix both? I read every single comment, so do not be shy. Let's talk about matching your jewelry to your actual life, not just your outfit. If your days are full of church, family gatherings, grandbabies, and errands, your jewelry needs to move with you, not against you. On a regular day, I reach for small studs and one thin bracelet, something light enough that I forget I am even wearing it. But when it is time for a special occasion, a celebration, a milestone birthday, that is when the real pieces come out, the ones with meaning behind them. Think about what your hands will be doing before you put on a big ring. If you are cooking, cleaning, or spending the afternoon with your grandchildren, a chunky ring can get in the way fast. These small, practical choices are what make jewelry feel like a joy instead of a burden. If you have not yet subscribed to Ebony Black Queen, now is the moment. Tap that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because every single week we are here sharing style wisdom made specifically for women who look like us and who are just getting started at 50, 60, and beyond. Now, let's talk earrings, because your face shape deserves attention here too. If you have a rounder face, longer earrings that create a vertical line can beautifully soften and elongate your features. If your face has more angles, softer, rounded shapes like teardrops can bring a lovely balance. And do not forget about your hair. If you are wearing your hair natural and full, bold, larger earrings can stand out beautifully against your curls. If your hair is pulled back or shorter, even a smaller stud can shine because there is nothing competing with it. One mistake I made for years was wearing earrings that were simply too heavy for too long. Not only did they become uncomfortable by the end of the night, over time, heavy earrings can actually stretch and strain your earlobes. Now, before I commit to a pair for a long event, I wear them around the house for a few minutes first. If they already feel like a burden after 10 minutes, they are not the ones for that night. Let's move to bracelets and rings, because this is where balance becomes an art form. I love a good stack of bangles, truly I do, but I have learned to keep my other wrist completely bare when I do. That single choice instantly makes the whole look feel intentional instead of chaotic. With rings, I stay with one, maybe two meaningful pieces rather than covering every finger. Less truly does read as more here. If you are getting something out of this video so far, tap that like button for me. It genuinely helps this message reach more of our sisters who need to hear it. Now, taking care of what you already own matters just as much as choosing new pieces. I learned this the hard way when some of my silver jewelry tarnished simply because I stored it carelessly, tossed in a drawer with everything touching. Now I keep every piece in its own soft pouch, and I clean my jewelry regularly with warm water and a gentle soap. Nothing harsh. For gold and gemstones, a soft toothbrush works wonders for lifting away buildup. For pearls, never soak them. A soft, damp cloth is all they ever need. And speaking of pearls, let's talk about the one piece that experts across every generation agree on. Pearls are timeless for a reason. They soften the face, they bring a gentle glow to mature skin, and they somehow work with everything, from your Sunday best to your simplest weekday outfit. I still remember wearing my mother's pearl earrings to my niece's graduation, and 3 different women stopped me just to ask where I got them. That is the quiet tower of a well-chosen pearl. If you are new to wearing pearls, start simple, a single strand necklace or 1 pair of pearl studs. As you grow more comfortable, you can layer them or choose a more modern pearl design. Pearls do not have to mean formal. They can lift even your most ordinary Tuesday. Tell me in the comments, do you already wear pearls? And if so, which piece is your favorite? I would love to know if it was a gift or something you chose for yourself. So let's bring it all together, sisters. Jewelry after 50 does not need to be complicated. It simply needs to be chosen with intention. Simplicity over excess, proportion over pressure, meaning over quantity. We talked about why less truly is more, how to choose pieces that flatter your proportions, how your beautiful skin tone should guide your metals and stones, how to match your jewelry to the life you actually live, how to choose earrings for your face shape, how to balance your bracelets and rings, how to properly care for what you already own, and why pearls remain a queen's best friend. Which one of these spoke to you the most today? Are you going to simplify your jewelry box, or are you finally going to pull out those pearls you have been saving for a special occasion that never seems to come? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and I love hearing from you. If today's video touched you or taught you something new, I would be so grateful if you subscribed and joined our growing family of confident, elegant Black women who are just getting started. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, because we are here every week, celebrating who we are, exactly as we are. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next time, stand tall, wear it well, and remember, you are and you will always be an ebony Black queen.